Hey, welcome to day number 62 of this 100-day video challenge. Now, if you look at yesterday's video, you might have noticed that I also said day number 62. That was a mistake. Yesterday was day number 61, and I somehow got mixed up with the day numbers, so today is day number 62. Just in case you were wondering, I didn't skip one day, not intentionally anyway. So that was a mistake on my side. So today is number 62. And what I want to do today is continue on with the thoughts about the topic of fear. So last time we spoke about becoming aware of fear, right? So once you're aware of fear, then you can start to look at it in more detail. And that's something that I call study your fear. Okay, so you can study your fear, and that starts with decomposing your fear into the root cause or the origin of what you are afraid of. Ultimately, you want to understand why you have the fear to begin with, at least to the best of your ability. Let's use an example of public speaking, which is a common one. Most people are afraid to speak in front of a group of people, but they just leave it at that. They just say, well, I'm afraid of public speaking, and they just don't do it. But let's assume you're a successful entrepreneur or aspiring to be one, and you want to deal with this problem once and for all. So you look at the problem. Okay, the problem is I'm afraid of speaking. Why? Well, I might get up there and forget my lines, and it's going to look really, really bad. I'm going to look like a fool, right? Maybe. Have you looked like a fool before in your life? Have you dealt with problems where you put yourself in a situation where you couldn't deliver? Were you able to recover from that? If you're honest with yourself with these questions, you know the answer is yes. You've screwed up in the past, but you've recovered from it. Maybe your ego was a little bruised, but time heals all wounds and you dealt with it. The ultimate fear in the situation is screwing up and looking a little foolish for a while. Well, hey, you're an entrepreneur. You better be able to handle looking like a fool once in a while because you're going to make mistakes. That's just the nature of the game. Not just in entrepreneurship, but in life. However, if you don't actually do this exercise and you just say, I'm fearful of public speaking and don't take it a step further, then you'll never do the action of public speaking. You just won't because you don't understand the root cause of the fear. But if you take a little further and rationalize a bit, it makes more sense. Then you can go to step 2, which is studying your fear responses. So you're about to deliver the speech and you say to yourself, man, I'm really scared. Well, what does that actually mean? What physically happens to you? Does it mean your chest is pounding? Your hands are shaking? You're sweating a little bit? Everybody has different physical sensations when they're fearful. But actually studying it and realizing what the fear response manifests like in your body can help you deal with it, and it can help you anticipate it in the future. If you're feeling fearful now and these are the symptoms you're seeking, you recognize in yourself, then the next time you feel fearful, you actually realize, hey, I'm getting the same symptoms. This is just fear. Did I deal with it last time? Yes, I did. That's the basis for success. I can do it again. It's really interesting. I've heard Tony Robbins tell the story of Bruce Springsteen talking about how excited he gets before a concert. And he explains the physical sensations of his chest being tight and all these different things going on in his body. And to him, that signifies to his brain that he's ready. Another artist who had the exact same sensations, whose career actually faltered for a while because she thought she was dealing with stage fright, experience the exact same things. Bruce Springsteen learned to interpret those physical sensations as excitement, where this other person was interpreting as fear-based. Now, it's neither here nor there. It's the fact that one person decided to work through it and go with it and make the best of it, and the other person just let it stop them. Finally, recall situations where your fear was exaggerated, which is almost always, right? If you think about it and look past in your memory. So going back to the fear of public speaking, you may feel the physical sensations like you're about to die because you're just so scared to speak. Is that a reasonable state of physical being to be in, just because you're delivering a speech? You know the answer is no. It's not really reasonable for you to feel that much terror just because you're getting up in front of a group of people to speak. They're not going to slay you or throw bows or arrows at you because you gave a bad speech, right? Yet your body feels as though your life is being threatened. It's not really realistic, yet our fear exaggerates how intense it really is for us. That's why you want to study your fears. Anytime you have something that is fearful and that is actually blocking you from taking actions that are going to help you succeed, this is a process that you can go through to actually come to grips with what the fear really is all about. And it really works. I do public speaking now, and I used to hate it. I still don't like it. But I've come to grips with how do I feel? How do I prepare myself? How do I react in certain situations? And it's always helping, and you always overcome it. There's always the next day, right? And you learn and you get more comfortable. But even with successful entrepreneurs or successful, musicians, most of them say, this feeling never goes away. You have to learn to cope with it, right? So that's one thing that you might want to start with to get out of your comfort zone, because that's the only way you can grow, and that's the only way you can tackle such situations, and you can actually look into a future where you might be a public speaker for some instances, right? It doesn't have to be every day, but if there's an opportunity and you do it once, then that's the way you can grow and experience success and go from there. So if that's something that is of interest for you, that these thoughts and having fears in general, and maybe also the public speaking example was one that you've already had to deal with as well, then I hope these thoughts helped you a little bit. And feel free to contact me. Otherwise, I wish you a good evening, a good day, and I will then see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.